The power of everyday acts. In a small, picturesque town surrounded by rolling hills and a sparkling river, there lived an elderly woman named Mrs. Eleanor. Her claim to fame was her enchanting bakery nestled in the heart of the town. The bakery, a quaint little shop with flower boxes brimming with vibrant blooms, was always filled with the sweet aroma of freshly baked bread, pastries, and cookies. Mrs. Eleanor had dedicated her life to baking, perfecting recipes passed down through generations. Her cakes and pies were the pride of the town, bringing joy to celebrations and comforting those in need. Yet, despite her talent and success, Mrs. Eleanor often felt her life was insignificant. She admired artists who painted masterpieces and explorers who ventured into uncharted lands. One morning, as the sun painted the sky in hues of gold, a little girl named Lily wandered into the bakery. Her face was smudged with dirt, and she clutched a small coin tightly in her hand. "Good morning, my dear," Mrs. Eleanor greeted with a warm smile. "What can I get for you today?" Lily hesitated, looking at the array of pastries. "Just a small loaf of bread, please," she whispered. Mrs. Eleanor noticed the longing in the girl's eyes. She packed not just the loaf, but also a bag of cookies and a slice of pie. "Here you go, Lily," she said, slipping the bundle into her hands. "But I only have enough for the bread," Lily stammered. Mrs. Eleanor patted her head gently. "Consider it a gift. Every little one deserves a treat." Lily beamed and ran off, her joy radiating like sunshine. Over the weeks, Lily began visiting the bakery regularly. Each time she brought small tokens of gratitude, a handful of wildflowers, a drawing she had made, or a story from her day. These little gestures warmed Mrs. Eleanor's heart. One day, Lily invited Mrs. Eleanor to her school's community event. Reluctant at first, Mrs. Eleanor decided to attend. To her surprise, the event was a tribute to her and her bakery. The children had prepared skits about her kindness, and parents shared stories of how her baked goods had brought comfort during tough times. A man recounted how her warm bread had sustained his family during a harsh winter, and a young couple revealed that her pies had been the centerpiece of their wedding. Mrs. Eleanor's eyes filled with tears as she listened. She realized that her life, though not filled with grand adventures or artistic fame, had profoundly touched the lives of those around her. Her simple acts of kindness and dedication to her craft had created a ripple of joy and gratitude in her community. From that day on, Mrs. Eleanor embraced her role with renewed pride. She continued baking with love, knowing that her efforts were far from ordinary. They were extraordinary in the most meaningful ways. And so, the tale of Mrs. Eleanor's enchanted bakery became a cherished story in the town, a reminder that even the simplest actions can have a profound and lasting impact on the world. Let's learn some vocabulary from this story, picturesque, meaning visually attractive, especially in a charming or quaint way. Example: the village was so picturesque that tourists often stopped to take photographs. Enchanted meaning: filled with delight, magical or captivating. Example: the bakery had an enchanted atmosphere with its sweet aroma and cozy decor. Quaint meaning: attractively unusual or old-fashioned. Example: the town was full of quaint cottages with thatched roofs. Aroma meaning: a pleasant smell. Example: the aroma of freshly baked bread filled the air. Reluctant meaning: unwilling and hesitant. Example: she was initially reluctant to attend the event, but decided to go. Sustain meaning: to support or provide for. Example: her bread sustained many families during difficult winters. Ripple meaning: a small wave or effect spreading outward. Example: her kindness created a ripple of happiness throughout the town. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.